Hey Shannon, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm very good. It looks like you're just like hanging outside there.
Yeah, I'm outside. It's where I actually had to go to my uh cousin's property because it has better Wi-Fi than where I live.
Ah, the,
Yeah.
the fine details. Well, it's nice to virtually meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Hi Cody.
Hello.
So we have to talk about this new album, Year of the Spider. How are you feeling about getting some new music out after like the crazy times that we've had? Does it feel timely, the music that you're putting out at the moment?
Oh yeah. Um yeah, I mean we were sitting on it for like a year and a half, feel ready.
But
I
I
was
felt
really
like as we were sitting on it, uh it became more and more like prophecies. What's the word? Prophesize?
Yeah.
I felt like everything that I'd written about was coming more real than it already was when I wrote it while we sat on it.
This
This is
is
like one of the only records we've ever written that I listened to a ton. Normally I sorry about the wind. Normally I write or we write an album and then I don't really want to listen to it because I'm about to tour on it and hear the songs live a lot. And I just feel like I don't want to criticize myself too much by listening and being like, I should have done this or I should have done that. But I had so much time and no shows and no outlets after we finished this record that I listened to it a ton. And I feel very close to it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a common theme that I've heard speaking to other artists that they've written these songs before like the pandemic and the crazy times that we've been going through, and then the songs have taken on almost like a whole new meaning during
Yeah.
during the last year or so. And it sounds like you had a similar experience with the stuff that you've been writing.
Yep. That's interesting to hear that other artists feel that same way.
So tell me about the title. What's the deal with spiders with you?
Well, my mom has told me since I was basically since I was a baby that spiders have been drawn to me, which is weird, creepy. And I've always taken issue with them because they really do. They drop right into my face out of nowhere. They get my hair. Cody pulled one out of my hair just the other day. They just are drawn to me. And I've always thought of them as, my worst nightmare, my biggest fear. They'll ruin my day. Um, and I just went through so many weird, hard things in the last couple of years that I decided to try and reframe. You've probably read, but I had a peeping Tom stalker kind of thing go on for 9 months.
Yeah.
And it just was kind of ruining my life, especially like with the onset of the pandemic and everything. I just decided that I needed to try and reframe so I wouldn't just be living in terror at all times. And so I guess the spider, like reframing my relationship with the spider is symbolic of that whole year and trying to, you know, get some power back. So now I have to look at the spider as a creator. In fact, I saved one from a swimming pool yesterday.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So the tables have turned.
They've turned. I never killed them because when I was a kid, I felt like they got revenge on me if I killed one or if my mom killed one for me or something. So I never want to kill them. I always make people take them outside. But normally, if I saw one drowning in a pool, I would probably turn the other cheek. I saved this one's life, and it probably went on to do something really cool with its life.
That's
Check it out. There was this like a full size slug in my sink today.
Whoa!
That's so weird.
Inside the house.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, that's the only
In
place
my
you would
sink.
sink. So it crawled up from the drain.
I think it was probably like on some produce. Anyway, very weird.
Oh,
You're just
was a
insect
bug.
fans, you guys.
Yeah, we're like a bug band.
Yeah, we are a bug band.
So tell me about some of the themes on this new record. This is your sixth album. So does it feel like you've progressed with the themes of the songs as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot like the themes of a lot of Shannon songs are like just going through a bunch of difficult stuff all at once and like having to make really hard decisions, I guess. You know, like Mary Don't Grow is about her best friend, or not, I mean, her good friend roommate having to make the choice to like move out of their house because of this peeping Tom and other things that were going on. And then making this decision for Shannon to move up to Portland, which was like really tough decision. So like a lot of like hard times, hard decisions. For me, I've been talking about this a lot, but I sort of like took this experiment of like focusing on writing other people's stories as songs, which is really cool for me and like worked really well. I think because maybe I have like a fiction writing background, so it was just like a little bit easier for me or something. I don't know. I'm just like feel like kind of uncomfortable doing like a kind of like confessional, personal song. You know, it's just like kind of intense. But yeah, so I was just sort of like pulling intense stories from other places. There was actually a bunch of songs that didn't get on the record that were like I really liked. I felt like almost like the storytelling I was doing there, like the stories were more interesting and like I liked where the stories were going and how I told it, but the songs didn't work as well, you know, versus some songs that just sort of like worked better and sounded better, but it's not as clear like lyrically what the story is, you know. But
so you're talking about you've got quite a few songs where the lyrical content is about tough times and you know struggles that you've gone through, but musically, if you just listen to the music, a lot of your music is very uplifting and it has like quite a fun vibe. How do you kind of mix those two things together? And I've seen, you know, I know you guys live are kind of like really entertaining, vibrant band. So how do you mix the sort of tough subject matter and keep that vibe to the music?
I think that comes naturally to me. I mean, we're pretty naturally joyous people, and I think a survival skill is to have to make yourself find the positives and find the light spots and the darkness. And I think that when you put two extreme opposite feelings next to each other, they kind of bolster one another and make the feeling stronger. So I feel like presenting sad subject matter but with like a positive or hopeful or uplifting vibe, it delivers the message differently. Or like the parts of the song that you can really feel the like depth of the sad aspects of it, it makes you feel it more. I think
it's coming back to this ownership type deal where you're turning it on its head and making it into something positive moving forward, right? So that comes back to the whole spider thing.
Yeah,
that's really cool. Okay, so from your catalog, if somebody had never heard your band, what is there one song or one album that you would want them to hear first?
That's really hard because that happens on tour a lot. Someone will be like, this is what album should I get? I can only afford one album. And I feel so I mean, a lot of the time what I do, I should never be at the merch table because I'll not make us no money. I'll like give them a record and then sneak them 2 CDs of different albums. Sorry, Cody. Because everything, it all to me belongs together. It's like a biography, you know. I feel like to understand, I'm very grateful that we have new fans that hear it and totally get it, but I think that to really fully understand us now, it would be cool to have the context of the old albums and how it's built and grown. I mean, at the core, we are the same. We've stayed really humble. We're really hard workers. We still have a lot of DIY ethics and a wild spirit, but like we push ourselves. I think we push ourselves harder with songwriting and production and things like that. But I would never, I don't know what album to say.
I don't know.
I don't think I could. I just can't do it. I would just give you some CDs.
I kind of like Sleep Talk. I definitely not the first one. I feel like that one's too rough.
It's pretty rough. I'm like congested the whole time and I sing flat a lot. I do on Sleep Talk too though. Really? I didn't even know it. Yeah, I didn't even know at the time.
I think it's kind of nice to hear like the early raw version of a band before you like get into their later, more evolved.
Right.
But yeah, maybe Sleep Talk. I don't know. It's hard to get too, also that record. I don't think it's not on Spotify, and like that vinyl is hard to find.
Okay. So for the first song you want somebody to hear, you want them to work hard to find it. Right?
Yeah, you gotta go. I mean, that's not gonna happen. They'll either just give up or like find a different record. Yeah. Although I think that might be on YouTube, possibly.
Everything's
I feel like the point of being right could be a good song that encapsulates a variety of our sounds, a gateway.
Yeah.
If you heard that song, I feel like you'd have a pretty good idea of what we're like.
Now you guys have had support, from some pretty big names. I was wondering if you wanted to give me some new artists that you wanted to shout out that that maybe we've missed.
God.
On the spot.
Have you already heard of La Luz? You'd love it. LA. And then the second word is Luz, Luz. They're amazing. I love this band called the Josephine Network. Okay. Who are from New York. I love we've toured with this band called Tropa Mágica, who are incredible. More people need to hear them. Who's this organ player? They're current?
Yeah, he's like a South American player.
Oh, that guy's good. Something Reyes. He's on a hip hop label.
He's on Stone's Throw.
Okay. I'm gonna find it.
Frankie
Reyes.
Frankie Reyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a new name for me as well.
I mean, it's just instrumental organ music, but it's like.
Yeah, boleros, valses y más. Yeah, it's so good.
Cool. Well, congrats on the album. It's amazing as always. And
thank you.
I'm going to hear those live in a room. So hopefully that's going to happen sooner rather than later. But
I hope so too. And if we got to wait longer, it'll be worth the wait.
Exactly. We'll appreciate it all the more when it happens, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's it. All right. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.